Good evening, everybody. Hope you're well, and welcome back to another TOGcast. Now, this evening, we are very much blessed to be having someone who has been in the TOGA Motorsport community now for, it feels like, forever, actually. This individual has come from all the way from the Rookies Championship. He had a great battle. I think it was like Rookie Wednesday season 5, season 6, so quite a while ago now. And he's got his way up, and now, I mean, it's not difficult anyway, let's be honest, but he is actually a lot faster driver than me. So without further ado then, ladies and gents, I am going to introduce you to Peter. Peter, welcome in. How you doing?
Hello, Ian. I'm very well.
Well, it's really good. Yeah, it's great. It's great to have you on. Obviously, just just let everybody know. Obviously, Peter's been, like I say, been part of TOGA now for quite a considerable time, and yeah, you've come up through the ranks. So let's start with that then. So obviously, I've started off with the first question, with your name. How old, if you don't mind me asking, Peter?
I'm 50 years old.
50 years young. There we go.
Yep,
Life starts at 50, right? That's what they say. That's what they say.
Half a century.
Half a century. There we go. That sounds great. Not. You are a tiny little bit older than me, actually. Not too much, but I'm catching you up slowly. Right, I'm catching you.
That's
up.
good. That's good.
And whereabouts in the world do you live, Peter?
I live in the Baselland in Sissach, Switzerland.
Doesn't Switzerland have some really serious car rules? Is it Switzerland that has some hefty? Is that? I might be thinking of a different country.
It's not the car rules. I think it's quite the same like in England, but we have very expensive fines if you. It
might be that. So obviously if you get caught speeding or whatever it may be doing, you're
extremely expensive. Yeah.
All right. Okay. Yeah, don't speed then in Switzerland, ladies and gents. That's what I'm basically trying to say. And your occupation, Peter, what do you do as for work? Is that what I'm asking?
Yeah, I'm an ICT senior engineer.
Oh,
so it's more with computers, just supporting and all the nonsense you have to do.
So are you more like infrastructure or sort of first, second, third line?
Infrastructure and third.
Okay. Okay, I know a tiny bit about that. Obviously, when I was studying at university, you basically go down one of two routes. You go down the software engineering side or the sort of, networking side of things. My brother went down the networking side, and I chose to go down the programming side. I'm not very good at things like programming routers or switches or VLANs and all stuff. I let him worry about that sort of stuff. I just program. That's what I do.
That's what I don't like. That's why I go the network route.
That's the thing, isn't it? You choose either one or the other. You don't really get someone that's done both. It's one or the other. It's one or the other. So outside of sim racing, then, as a hobby, what else do you sort of do in your spare time?
Spare time, I love audiobooks.
Okay.
And cooking.
Oh, very nice.
And of course watching movies, especially fantasy, science fiction, and that's quite it. Yeah.
And
action movies.
Sorry. Action. I love an action film. In terms of cooking, then, what is your go-to dish? What is your signature dish then?
My signature dish. Oh, it's how it called? I don't have the name. Normally Italian dish is lasagna.
Okay.
Of course.
Yep.
And then it's brisket. Sorry.
Brisket. Oh, brisket. Okay. Oh, very nice. Yeah. No, nice. And are you the chef in your house, Peter? Is that, or does your partner cook?
No, my partner's also cooking very well.
Okay.
Just more in the Asian side, so I'm more on the European side.
Oh, you got a very good mixture of cuisines then in your household. Oh, very nice. Very nice. Yeah. Very nice. And films, before we move on, films, what are your favourite two? You said you got sci-fi and action. What are your two favourite films on that genre?
My two favourite films? Yeah. Inception and Interstellar.
Oh, okay. Yeah, that's not... I'm not massively into sci-fi films, but action films, I love action films. I love it. I love action films.
Too.
Yeah. How long have you been sim racing then?
Sim racing, I've started 1999.
Okay.
My first wheel. It was a gift from a friend. I got my first force feedback wheel, and then I started with sim racing.
Okay.
Not like now. it was just beginning, just on a table, a monitor, and that was it.
Okay,
nothing too fancy.
So did you start straight from PC, or did you go console first, then move into PC?
Straight PC.
Straight PC. So have you had an experience of console like sim racing games, or not really?
Just on the Xbox with Assetto Corsa.
Oh, okay, right, yeah, you delved into that, because I find you get a lot of people that sort of go from console to PC. You don't really see people going from PC like to console, if you like, because though, let's be honest, PC is way better for sim racing than console. Definitely. It's much better. That goes without saying. Sorry for people that are listening to this that are pure console players, by the way. You're wrong, but that's just an opinion that I think all of us have being PC gamers.
It's just simple. It's just simpler on a console. You plug it in and it works.
Yeah, I find consoles.
That's
yeah, I mean, for me, console games in terms of like racing, sim racing, are more like Forza, Gran Turismo, all done on controller. Like I never really had a wheel when I started off. On quote sim racing, I never had a steering wheel. I used controller for Forza and all sorts. So
Forza, you can't drive with a wheel. It's not meant to be driven with a wheel. You can, but it's not the same like a controller. You're faster with a controller on Forza.
Yeah, exactly. It's more arcadey, isn't it, Forza? Yep. So yeah, exactly. So yeah, you're wrong, console gamers. Sorry, I'm just saying. What and who got you inspired to get into sim racing from the get-go?
That's a very special story. To go real sim racing was Peter Collins. Some people don't know him. It's formerly team owner of Lotus from 1991 to 1994.
Okay.
I knew him personally because I fix his satellite dishes because I live in a country near me, in a town.
No way.
I was working on a radio TV shop since then, and it was 25 years ago.
Wow.
And he came in and asked if somebody can help him with a satellite dish. I go. Then we came into it. I didn't know him. That was the first thing. I didn't know him.
Mm-hmm.
Then slowly I know what he's doing for a living, and then he told me that he was team owner of Lotus. He gave me very many merch, and then he knows I do sim racing, and he wanted to try the wheel.
No way.
We did TOGA on Donington, and I beat him about 2 seconds.
Brilliant.
And think, okay, when I beat a formerly Formula One team owner, maybe I have the chances to race.
Yeah, you might. You still might make it. 50's no age at all. 50's no age at all. Did you get to go to any races with him? Did he invite you, or was it purely just it was just a merch thing? You got
merch. We had a but he also when he was. When I know him, he just was more like a manager.
Okay.
Didn't have any more to do with Formula One then.
Okay. Are you still in contact today, or not so much?
No. It's moving again to England.
Right. Okay.
So it's long day. I didn't hear nothing from him.
Bit of a disconnect now. Yeah.
Yeah.
So is that TOGA? That's the touring cars, right?
Exactly.
Okay. Are you? I know the answer to this question already. I think you are. Are you a BTCC fan then?
Definitely.
Yes. You're a man after my own heart. Yeah, I am a much. Yeah. Give me a touring car over GT3 any day of the week. I think.
I love contact sports. That's why I love BTCC.
You can say that again, 100%. If people listening haven't watched a BTCC race ever in their life, just go onto YouTube and search for maybe, I don't know, anything from late 90s to early 2000s. For me, the best.
Definitely.
Best ever.
Definitely.
It was just the craziness of the drivers, the quality. I mean, you had people like Nigel Mansell going from F1 into touring cars. Like you were having F1 drivers moving into that championship. I'm sure it was Nigel Mansell raced in touring cars. I could have got that really wrong, but I'm sure there has been a people from F1 going to touring cars because it is by far the best series. But that's just my opinion. All the comments now are going to be like, "You're talking rubbish." I thought you guys were into GT3s, and why the hell are you talking about
it's
that?
our age, so it's BTCC and the old DTM.
Yes. Oh yeah, DTM. Yeah. How can you not?
But the old one,
yeah. How could you not forget about the old school DTMs?
Yeah.
Yeah. 100%. Yeah. Before we move on, like I really don't. I can't understand why those sorts of types of racing, class of racing, is not more publicly out there, more televised, and more media presence on them, because the actual quality of racing is by far. I mean, you could even say that about GT3s, right? GT racing, it's only on YouTube. You don't see it anywhere else.
Yep.
Especially in the UK anyway. I'm not sure what it's like in obviously other countries, but it's not F1. It's not spoken about. It's not massive. It's not Sky Sports coverage, if you like, for people in the UK and whoever anywhere else. Like you watch it on YouTube, and that's it essentially.
Yeah. Well, we have on in Germany we have the DTM, but that's showing on television.
Okay. Is that
every race? It's.
Oh, sorry, go on.
It's a normal TV station. You can watch it for free.
Right. Okay.
And there you can watch DTM, so they show every race also there.
Yeah, I mean that's the sort of like the touring cars. You can watch it on ITV4, but ITV4 is sort of classed as a, bottom of the barrel program, like channel. It's not like ITV1 or 2, unless I think it gets towards the latter part of the season. Then they might chuck it on ITV1, but that's that's what,
I was last week I figured out that I have ITV4. I can watch British touring car. I was so happy.
Yeah, my wife hates it because obviously I record it, and obviously it's like on for 8 hours throughout the day with all the support races, and she's like, "Are you going to watch all this?" And I'm like, "Probably not. I'm only going to skip through like 3 races with the touring cars. I don't really care about anything else." But yeah, but they are the best series ever. I'm sorry. Okay, again, I was quite controversial.
I know it.
Yeah. Let's go back into the sim racing world then for sort of the latter part of this little catch up. So, what equipment do you use today? I can see. So before Peter says, I have a list. So Peter was kind enough to send all of his responses to me, so I sort of knew what he was going to say before actually saying it. And yeah, I'll let Peter go through this long list of equipment that he has.
So my wheelbase is a VRS Direct Force Pro with 20 Newton meters of torque. Then I have 2 wheels, SimMagic GT Neo. It's a very lovely wheel for the price. And then my go-to wheel is Cube Controls GT0, also all USB. Then my pedals are VRS Direct Force pedals. I have triple 32-inch screens mounted on my sim rig. It's a Track Racer TR MK4, a TR160 MK4, sorry. What I forgot? Computer, it's AMD 7950 X3D, 64 gigs of RAM, an RTX 4090 in a big Lian Li case. Way too overkill, but it works.
Wow.
What I forgot, it's race box, button box, and so on and so on and so on. It's a never-ending story.
Yeah, I mean that is, the creme de la creme, I'd say, in terms of equipment. So, how long has that built up over time?
6 years now.
6 years.
Yeah.
Yeah, because there's always been I don't know, maybe people get the wrong impression of sim racing, that you have to have, you go from, most people start out with a Logitech wheel or a Thrustmaster wheel or something, not too powerful, and then they have to then jump into this. I've got to have triples, then I've got to have an aluminium frame rig, then I've got to have the best base, then I've got to have like multiple wheels. But these things take time. Like for me, I started off with a Logitech wheel. I had a GT Omega ART or Art rig, and then I upgraded to pedals. So then I thought, well, this is going to take a long time. So for people that are listening, just because Peter's got all this equipment, like I say, 6 years is a long time to get where this is. I know recently you've had a rig change, haven't you? Because I remember you sending pictures in our Discord about a sim rig.
A year ago, yeah.
So is that the most recent purchase then? Is that, Peter?
Yeah, no, the most recent purchase is the GT Neo.
Okay.
That was the most recent purchase.
And I'm pretty sure also the PC is relatively new, right? Because that's a 40 series graphics card. So again, is that something that how long had you, if you don't mind me asking, how long did you currently have your old PC before you decided to upgrade to this one?
My old PC I had 4 years.
Okay, so again, so over the span then of 6, 7, 8, 9 years potentially, then it's just evolved into this beast. So going into your triples, then would you ever go back to a single monitor setup?
Only on a 57-inch from Samsung, because it has the same aspect ratio and size from the screen.
Okay, and do you find yeah? So to give, do you, is your screens, or whatever how you want to call it, your side monitors, the ones that you use for seeing out of the windows and seeing the sort of the full aspect of the car, how do you use those at all when racing?
Definitely.
They are important then, that's what I'm basically trying to say.
Yeah, because you see more of the track, you see the apex better, and of course you see if you have cars on the side. True. Besides the spotter you have in front of you, of course.
And another question, sorry, we might be here a while. Have you found you got faster as well having the triples?
Not definitely faster. It's more of a track awareness.
Okay. Knowing where to place the car, not hitting a curb or anything along those lines, if you like, for that. Yeah, because that's something that you get a lot of comments about, saying, should I run triples? Well, one, you got to have a PC that's powerful enough to be able to run at a good FPS ratio. Excuse me. Secondly, you got to have the space. And thirdly, it's a hefty investment to have a triple, all the equipment.
The other thing.
Yeah.
It's triple is more for immersive. It's more immersiveness. It's not to getting faster. It's really immersive. That's the only change if you go to triple. You don't have to go triple. Widescreen is enough if you want to race fast.
Yeah.
It's just more immersive. That's all.
Yeah, 100%. So it's a nice to have, I suppose. If you got the means to be able to do it, then I would say go for it. But it's not a requirement for what you need. Then
definitely not.
So your pedals then, are they hydraulic pedals?
Nope. They just it's normal with not with elastomers. It's just a normal feather.
Okay.
So you don't have fading, because with elastomers, I figured it out. I had before I had many Matrax. They have elastomers. The problem is after time they got more squishy, and your braking got longer, and you don't have consistency on it.
With
the VRS, you have absolutely consistency every time.
And that's the thing, right? With sim racing, it's being able to brake in the exactly same spot, time after time, lap after lap. And obviously, if your equipment starts to fade or fail over time, then that point's gonna be you're gonna it's not gonna be right, is it?
That's it. Yeah, absolutely perfectly fine if you have elastomers, but you have to know if after time they wear out.
Yeah,
then you feel it.
Yeah.
Start to feel it.
Yeah, and talk to me about your two last couple of questions. Then talk to me about your two the rims that you've got, the wheels that you've got. Then is one a GT style rim, and is the other a traditional round wheel? Or are they both GT style?
They're both GT style.
Right. Okay.
Because I tried round wheels, but I can't get used to it. I don't know. I love GT style.
No, that's fair enough.
It's my style.
And are you just an ACC guy then? Like, do you race in? Obviously, I know. Obviously, it's part of the next question, but I'm going to spoil it anyway. But obviously, I know that you like the Ginetta, and that's a round wheel. Do you not find that, like you say about immersion, do you find that you're happy just to run a GT wheel on a car that that's got a round wheel?
Yeah, because I always turn off wheel and hands.
So your brain is not being tricked into thinking I must drive with a round wheel here with this car.
Exactly.
Yeah.
That's brilliant.
I think that's a good thing as well, because I do the same thing. Well, I try and do the same thing for the most part. Is I switch off the steering wheel because it distracts me when I'm racing.
Yeah, me too. It's the same thing.
Yeah, and I find that actually if I'm driving a car such as the Ginetta, or I don't know, other cars with round rims, is that my brain's thinking that I need to have a round wheel because I need to be able to hold it differently. But actually, if you think about it, you don't need to hold it any differently to a GT really, because you're only turning.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it's the same.
Yeah, it's the same. Yeah, it's just a little thing that plays tricks of your minds that you don't need to spend the extra £200, £300, £400 on a new rim. Trust me, you don't.
Definitely.
So let's go into sort of ACC or actual, into sim racing itself. Then now, what are your favourite cars in ACC?
My favorite car is quite obvious. It's the Aston Martin V8.
Yeah,
it's my go-to car. Just drove it one time and it fell in love, and I never switched back.
And guys, when I say this is Peter's favorite car, like, he is rapid with this car as well. Like, sometimes you just can't get anywhere near him. Like, him and the car seem to be at some tracks at certain times just at one. It's scary how fast you are in that Aston. Peter might turn around and say on one of the races, turn the track temperature up or turn the track temperature down. We're like, if we do that, we know he's going to win because he's absolutely rapid in certain conditions with the Aston. So we literally just drove it once and then fell in love.
Yep.
Yeah.
Before I was driving the BMW, and then I switched to the Aston, and I fell in love with the car.
How weird.
I don't know why, but it's just it suits me. It suits me.
And that's
suits my driving style.
Yeah, and that's another thing is you've got to be able to want to drive that car over and over again. I mean, don't get me wrong, I really like the sound of the Aston Martin. It sounds amazing to drive. If you start switching cars all the time, I find personally that I just can't get back into the rhythm. I can't find a rhythm with a car.
But I can go into rhythm. It's a problem. I need very long time to get used to another car.
Yeah. Agreed.
If you do so championships or racing, I have to prepare a month before to get into grooving into another car. That's the thing.
Yeah. Do you think you'd ever switch?
I don't know. Maybe if the Evo version comes out.
I was gonna say. They literally took the words out of my mouth. If ACC dropped the new Evo Aston, would you switch to it?
Then I'll switch. Yeah.
They just switch. Oh dear. Yeah, no, it is a nice car. It's one of those cars that I find that it's a bit Marmite. You either like it or you hate it. I guess you've also got to keep. It's difficult with that car because low range, low revs doesn't work very well with that car. So you have to adapt your driving style or have a right driving style, if you like, to be able to match the car. 100%. Yeah, I would definitely. I'm a massive advocate of picking and sticking to a car. You see all these like fast people out there that change car for a different championship, and I thought at the time that's a good idea, because at least you're changing car and you're keeping current. But I just find, I don't know, it's a bit counterproductive for me. You spend all that time racing in one car, then you decide to change, and that's why now, for me personally, I'm sticking with the BMW, regardless if I'm fast at a certain track or not. I know that car.
Yep. Yeah, it's not bad if you want to change car, because the game is here to drive every car. But if you want to get faster and faster and faster, I think it's the best thing you stick to one car. That's the only thing.
Yeah, I totally agree. I completely agree. I completely agree with that statement. Obviously you got the Ginetta on there as well. I love the Ginetta. I massively love the Ginetta.
I drove it the first time on the community bash, and I fell in love with this car. I don't know, it's not the fastest, but it's so fun to drive. It's just a lovely car to drive.
So Peter doesn't know this yet, and this is something that Peter's going to hear for the first time. We're actually looking right now to start a Ginetta championship in AC. Obviously, we have the option to run the different types of Ginetta that they race in real life. They got like the AM class. I think they're like, I call them something that's like G55 something out, like Pro Ams and AMs or whatever it's called. So we're looking at setting that up in AC, plus the Ginetta Juniors as well. We're looking at getting those, looking at doing like a one-off race with those and see how people react to doing those. So I love a Ginetta. I got to sit in a Ginetta once at Brands Hatch, like back many years ago when I was a lot smaller, because they're not very big once you get inside. I'll tell you that for free. And yeah, I personally love a Ginetta. So yeah, watch out for AC. Watch out for SimGrid. You'll see a new event. Ginetta's coming soon. Tracks then. What are your favorite tracks?
My favorite tracks are Kialami, Watkins Glen,
Ooh.
Monza.
Watkins Glen is a niche, don't you find?
Yeah, it's a niche, but if you get in the groove in Watkins Glen, it's you just focused. You just drive and drive and drive, and you're just in your tunnel. I don't know. It's a track with a flow, extremely flow.
Yes, but
and I like that very much.
No, that's I agree with what you're saying. But what I find with Watkins Glen is you've got to race with people that know how you race, because you can quite easily wreck Watkins Glen.
That's a big problem. Yeah.
Yeah. You know, it's you wouldn't go on a public lobby, put it that way, and do a Watkins Glen race, because the chicane will, won't be too kind. Have you raced any other variants of Watkins Glen? Because obviously on ACC they only have one type of layout, if you like. Well, then not what it's called.
Drove was, I think, in AC the short version.
Mm-hmm.
Without the bending downhills. After the chicane, you just go again to the straight line.
Yeah.
That's the only part I drove from Watkins Glen.
Yeah, I've done the similar thing. Yep. I've done the same layout. I did it in a GT2 Corvette in R-Factor 2, and that was actually good fun, to be fair.
Yep.
Monza, again, Monza is one of those tracks, though, you need to drive with people that, again, you've driven and you respect one another, because again, Monza T1, everyone knows what happens in Monza T1. It's just
Monza is also an underrated track, because they drive it every time. It's some people think it's an easy track, but in reality it's not, because you have to brake every time at the same point, every time, to just hit your marks and to be fast on this track.
Yeah, agreed. I totally agree. If you get T1 wrong, it basically ruins most of your lap. In fact, it probably ruins pretty much your lap completely. If you don't brake at the right point into turn one, you're screwed.
Not only turn one, it's Lesmo 1, Lesmo 2, same thing.
Yeah.
And then we have the famous Ascari chicane.
Yeah.
There you can screw it up also.
Yeah.
So it seems like an easy track, but it isn't.
No. Again, that track you need to have time, consistency. Like you say, you're right with the whole braking and side of things. 100%. And Kyalami, going back, but your first track you mentioned. I mean, I love Kyalami. Kyalami for me is a really nice track to drive. Again, it's one of those tracks you can flow.
Exactly. It's like Watkins. Yeah, you can really flow there. It's a little bit of pain in the to overtake.
Just a touch.
But it's a very lovely track.
Yeah. I think we're getting into your psyche now, Peter, about the fact that a lot of the tracks you like to drive, the cars you like to drive, we're starting to see sort of inside Peter's brain, if you like, and what he likes or what he doesn't like. So, great. That's great. So I started. You didn't hear it because I muted. So you started in Rookie Wednesdays season 5. Was that your first TOGA race?
That was my first TOGA race. Yep.
Wow, that was 5 seasons ago. That was quite a long time. And obviously, again, you won't hear this until obviously it goes live. But I mentioned that you come in to the community, not exactly a rookie. I wouldn't have called you a rookie, if you like, but someone that was sort of new to TOGA, I suppose. And you've gone from, that, if I'm not mistaken, season 5 rookies. That was you and Davida.
Exactly. We did the decider at the last race of this championship. This was the Nürburgring. We go tie into the race.
Yeah.
And then I got spun, get 9th, and he won the championship.
Oh, I remember actually. Yes.
I got only 2nd place, but it was such a joy and such a fun to drive there. And I have so many good battles with Davide and also other people here. It's just joy.
Yeah, no, I must admit, having you, like, going back and thinking about when you first joined to sort of where we are now, you've done so much and you've gone faster and faster and faster. And one of the originals, I think. I'm not sure how long you've actually been in the Discord server. It should tell me. Better work. Perhaps we'll put it on the screen if we can to see. I can
maybe September.
Yeah,
if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, it's quite. You've been here quite some time, and it's like I say, it's good to have you here for the most part. You help out now as well, don't you? Moving on, sort of the final bits. You help out with the mentoring or the sorry
When
the
I have time,
academy?
yeah. When I have time, I gladly help.
Yeah. So July 2023, you joined us.
July.
Yeah.
Okay.
July 23. So yeah, you've been here well over a year now. 13 months in fact you've been here. Is that correct? Yeah, nearly 14 months. So yeah. So what other championships do you then have you or are you racing in then at the moment?
And the championship I'm racing in is one I'm looking forward. It's I think next week, 8th of September. It's the Transit Van Championship.
Yes.
That will be a hell of a fun. I just can't wait.
That should be really good fun. If people, yeah, and Peter did say this correctly, transit vans. We are racing in the Ford Transit around Brands Hatch GP circuit. We have like 27 or 30 sign-ups as we record this video.
Oh my goodness. That will be carnage.
Yeah, it's going to be messy. So if you're watching this and you've got to the end of the podcast, don't watch out for that. We will do a live stream on it. There'll be commentary on it, I hope.
Definitely.
So that'll be fun. So yeah, what else? Other championships have you?
Then I go and Hungaroring. It's a 6-hour race with Mac and BRT, the BRT driver.
Yeah. Bart.
Bart. Yeah, exactly. Bart and Mac on Yassen, of course.
Of course.
And I'm also on the Members Monday, but the Members Monday, unfortunately, we had not too many drivers.
It was a shame.
It was too bad. Yeah, it was a shame. Yeah, but it was also a lot of fun. We had our fun. It wasn't 10 people, but it was a lot of fun.
Yeah. And then you recently done the community bash as well, didn't you? That was
the community bash also.
Carnage, wasn't it? That was just
but it's a big grid. You have to expect that.
Well, that's what it was designed for.
It's fun. You have to expect you crash and then you just go to the garage, fix it, go out.
You wreck, you come back out, you try again. You go for it. Yeah. I mean, that's what it's designed for. Yeah, exactly. It's not a championship. No one's going to win anything from it. So
have to have fun and all.
Yeah, exactly. So the Hungaroring then, that is with the TOGA Racing guys. So obviously that's
what was it? It's the QRT.
Oh,
I have to watch.
No. So you're racing as part of TOGA Racing, right? Or you racing?
Yeah, definitely. No. That's part. Yeah, definitely.
Yeah,
of course, yes.
You are a fully fledged member of our TOGA Racing team as well.
Definitely.
And obviously we've got some really fast drivers, including Peter, that are raced with us at TOGA. Obviously, like I touched on before, I know Peter, when he could, helped out the academy guys, do some training as well right at the very start. Obviously, I know he's had some other bits going on at the moment, so Peter drops in and as and when he can, which is completely fine. Someone giving up their own time, is well and truly, we thank Peter for that. But
anytime.
It's obviously come to the end of this podcast now. Is there anything, Peter, you want to sort of say before we sort of wrap up?
The other thing I want to say, I'm glad I found you. So I'm very happy here. It's just a perfect community. We have so much fun. We don't have any beefs, nothing. It's just having fun, being together, racing, help each other. It's a perfect place.
Yeah, no, I mean, I'm going to be biased, of course, but I think there is no, like you say, beef. There's no, you're a slow driver, I don't want to talk to you. I only want to speak to aliens.
Definitely not.
There doesn't exist here.
Nope.
It seems to be such a nice, chilled out environment where we help out, we praise. Sometimes we have to be, cruel to be kind in terms of people, racing too hardly, or we have to, give people a ban or penalty points. But at the end of the day, we don't want people just coming here and wrecking. We want to actually enjoy it and race. We're all nerds, really. Let's be honest. We sit in our rooms or wherever we sit in front of a PC screen pretending to be race car drivers.
True words.
yeah, exactly. So it's just one of those things that we really, really try and do right, and hopefully we're getting there, which is really good. But Peter, thank you so much for taking your time this evening to have a conversation.
Very welcome.
It's been good to get into the psyche of Peter, and if anybody has like this podcast, please do hit the like on the video, subscribe to our channel, and but most importantly, if you want to be part of a TOGcast, please head over to Discord. There is a section to get yourself on the TOGcast. It doesn't matter if you're not a staff, driver, steward, anybody. We want to talk to every person that should, want to have the say on what they do, how long they've been sim racing, all the questions that we've asked Peter this evening. So if you're interested and you want to come on and chat to us, then please feel free to open a ticket and we'll get in touch. Peter, thank you so much for your time this evening. Have a great
You're very welcome.
evening, and we'll speak
Thank
to you
you
soon.
very much. You too.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.